Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we got another video coming up, this time for Brian Cole II, as he signs over in Ottawa after a few years in the league. He played for Winnipeg for 3 seasons, then went over to Hamilton, and now he is over in Ottawa. Brian Cole, in his first 3 years, played 11 games, 15, then 11, then a full 18-game schedule in Hamilton. His best year, I would probably say, his best year defensively was probably in 2024. He got 24 defensive tackles, 4 special teams tackles, an interception, and a forced fumble. However, this past year, Hamilton used him a lot more on the special teams, with 3 defensive tackles, 19 special teams tackles, and a forced fumble. So, firstly, do we know the length of this deal? Do we know any sort of term in that regards, Rick?
It is a 1-year deal, and no money has been discussed.
Or at least, yeah, nothing's public in that regard. Brian Cole is an American, was born in Saginaw, Michigan, went to school at Mississippi State. He's 28 years old. Played his first year actually with Michigan, with the Wolverines in the Big Ten Conference. Then played 1 year at JUCO at Eastern Mississippi. And then went to Mississippi State. He played for the Mississippi State Bulldogs and was in that for 3 years. And then his last year got 2 sacks, 67 total tackles, and 1 interception for his 12 starts he had there. Went up to the Carolina Panthers in 2021. However, didn't end up playing any games or dressing for any games. So most likely on like a practice roster sort of thing. And then he has been in the CFL ever since. So he had been, this is kind of one of the few players that Rick has played on both my favorite team. I cover I love my Bombers. You love your Ticats. This is, a player that's been on both teams. What was kind of your perspective of Brian Cole? Because you've seen him more as a special teams guy, which is kind of what it looks like they're using him more as nowadays.
So just to put it out there for anyone in Ottawa that wants to know, when he was with Hamilton, he was the 3rd string weak side linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's the backup to whoever your weak side linebacker is. So just to point that out there. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what type of role he gets this year, because Ottawa did bring in Jeff Reinbold, which is a former Ticat special teams person. So it'll be interesting to see. And William Fields, who used to be the defensive coordinator for Toronto a few years ago. So it'll be interesting to see where they put him, or if they even use him on their linebacker group.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because again, if you look at kind of his time in Winnipeg, kind of had a bit of a mixed use. That first year played some special teams, second year more special teams, third year kind of gets a bit of a spot defensively, then obviously doesn't re-sign in Winnipeg. He got his first career interception there, and then in Hamilton was predominantly in more of a special teams role. But we've even talked about on the show before about how important good special teams players are in the CFL. I think good special teams players in the CFL, a bit more important than your special teams player in the NFL, just in the regards of how large special teams has an impact in the Canadian game. And so with that, I think that means that Brian Cole has more to offer than maybe someone may realize. And it's one of those things where it's good to have guys that are constantly on the field, getting some time, special teams, getting that blood flowing. Because if you got a guy goes down and you need a backup to go in to go in, play some linebacker, smacks bodies around every time he's out for special teams too. So it'll be no different. He'll be ready. And so I think overall this is a decent depth signing for the Ottawa Redblacks, and I don't think there's anything too bad about it. What do you think? Anything else you got?
Nope. He's just that because, I mean, out of all the players that Ottawa let go, because obviously they had to let people go in order to bring in the 11 people that they brought in.
Yeah.
So obviously they have to now fill those spots. Just like how we let a bunch of people go, so now we have to bring in players to fill those spots. So,
yeah.
The good thing is about special teams is you got to start somewhere. You start with special teams and you work your way up.
Yeah, but all in all, I think it's a decent depth signing, and that's pretty much all I got. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord where we discuss all things CFL, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff. So make sure you guys go there and keep the conversation going. And we will see you guys next time.